and tear. Somebody told me no, son, and I decided you're gonna dig my style. You're gonna walk the same.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Cappers Nation Live, Saturday, game day edition, the 21st of November. Ready to rock, ready to roll. We've got a very, very, very busy day ahead of us. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Dennis, Anthony, Greg Engel, Joe Free, Last of a Dying Breed, B. Rose Entertainment, asking, do I prefer to bet basketball or football? It doesn't matter to me. It could be the Tijuana Turtles. If I'm making money, that's what I like to bet. Sonny, good morning. Mr. Brackens, good morning. Nice to see you tuning in. Tar Heel Tim, 17 Clipper, Jose, Chicken Sauce, Mauricio, Jose Lopez, good morning, good morning, good morning. Balling Pro, The Guy, what's going on? If I miss you, I promise it's nothing personal. Or maybe it is. Jeff D, good morning, what's going on? Glad to have you tuning in with us. If I hit you twice, just because I'm a little tired this morning. Celis, good morning. John David Ray, good morning. Wants to know, does anybody like Troy to cover the 12 over Middle Tennessee State? Mike Brown, good morning. Marcola, good morning. Pat, good morning. Yeah, Jeff, Clemson game was canceled with some very awkward announcement from the ACC. Sounds like their opponent wanted to chicken their way out of it. 17 Clipper Kyle, is the Saturday guaranteed a late game for sale? Crying face. I don't know if you're crying because you have to wait until later or if you're crying because it's not for free. But yes, it is later. It's at 7:30 p.m. or after. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, that's for sure. Tim G, good morning. Celis, good morning. Calvin Dudley, good morning. Edward tuning in, good morning, brother. Dennis, good morning. Jeremiah, good morning. Michael, good morning. I think we all need to get some back from the books today. Adrian, good morning. You can go fuck off, Adrian. That's for sure. I promise you guys won't be seeing anything of Adrian anymore. Today I'm fucking running this show. This fuckface takes too long. Well, this fuckface just said, fuck you. See you later, buddy. Cody, good morning. Jay Barone, good morning. Cody Sanders, good morning. I don't know what Adrian said on all these other posts because I guess I could click and see the view deleted messages because it automatically deletes it when you give this asshole the boot. Trey, good morning, my brother. Glad to see you tuning in with us. Let's see who else is here. Cody thinks Florida team total first half over 27.5 is a lock. Ken with two N's is here. Good morning. Lorenzo, good morning. Jay Hugh in the house. Good morning. Scott, good morning. Anthony says, loving the thumbs up already. Thank you. We definitely appreciate it when you guys do. We definitely appreciate it when you guys do. Diamond Cut, good morning. Minnesota first half yesterday was a nice one. I hope most of you guys were able to get my hint yesterday. Minnesota money line and the over parlay yesterday. LT from the Northwest, good morning. Matt, good morning. Greg Engel, good morning, my brother. Neverez, good morning. Rory, good morning. Chicken sauce. David, good morning. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Louis, good morning. Happy Saturday to you as well. Jalen, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hear my phone going crazy over here. Alrighty. If you guys are messaging me about the Guaranteed Saturday, it's always online. Alrighty. Just rolling over. Now, if you're on my personal plays and you did not get today's games, please do send me a message. Everybody should have them already. But just in case, if you didn't get them, definitely shoot me a message. Jeff says, Adrian going to the SBR chat right now. Right? Right? Funny. I don't even know who Adrian is. But I could tell you, it's no sweat off my balls, that's for sure. Alrighty. So what we're going to do today, we're going to shoot the shit. We're going to have some fun. We're going to break down a lot of games today. Hopefully put you guys on some good winners. And then we're going to have even more fun. Now don't forget, it is a very busy day today. Not just with college football, a lot of games canceled. But not just with college football. UFC later today. This is the last Saturday, just so you guys know, without college basketball. Next Saturday, we will have college basketball as well. Chicken sauce, I agree. It's probably what he was eating for breakfast. Give me 1 second, guys. Alrighty. Kyle's drinking a Dr. Pepper. That's because I've been up so long. I'm already past coffee. I am already past coffee. Yeah, Clemson game is canceled. Clemson game is canceled, and I'll pull up the statement that they released. It's actually rather funny, if you ask me. Jay Hughes says, I made some money back from the Japanese and Korean baseball games. You know, I did too. I wish I would have gave it out to everybody. I've been betting the NC Dinos, and I've just been kind of scared for my luck to run out. The first 3 games of their championship, they were plus 1.5. They won the first one. They lost second and third by 1. So they went 3-0. Yesterday they were minus 131 when I got them on the money line. And then I actually bet them straight up. And then I parlayed them with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, who won game 1 in the Nippon League. As well as the over, which I got lucky on the over there. And I did a 3-team parlay between the two for a nickel. So it was It's a nice little score to wake up to, about a little over 10K, but it definitely helped after yesterday. That's for sure. It's no secret. I had a rough day yesterday. We had a rough day yesterday. Actually, a rough couple days. But, everybody knows, or at least, maybe not everybody, but some of you guys know that have been with me, the bounce backs are always sweeter than the losses. That's one thing that we do exceptionally well here, is we make sure our bounce backs are pretty damn good. We're going to have bad runs, kind of like we had. We're always going to have a little bad streak every now and then. It happens. It's called sports betting for a reason. All right, we're human. We make errors. The players on the field make errors. I got to tell you, if it involves a field goal, I feel at the current moment I'm plagued and I'm cursed. How about that Air Force game yesterday? New Mexico, what'd they miss? 4? At least 4. 4 that I know of, field goals. New Mexico, I didn't really think was that bad. I apparently either gave them way too much credit offensively, for New Mexico, or I just didn't give Air Force that much credit for their defense. But either way, my God. LT from the South, good morning. As David said, I'm plagued not only with kicking woos, from kicking woos to horrible coaching decisions. Let's be honest. I didn't give anybody Minnesota. We talked about it in the live chat. We had them in the first half. We hammered it in the first half. Everybody should have made money on that one. In the live chat, I told everybody a very big hint. I kept saying hint, hint, hint. Minnesota is a live dog, and Minnesota money line parlayed with the over is a winner. Now, I was kind of scared, obviously, with the dog and the over to put it up on the board with the shithole Minnesota team. But I do have to tell you, they should not have won that game. Who goes for it? When you're barely up by a field goal, you're a one-win program, you're on 4th and short from your own 30-yard line. Your own 30-yard line, and you go for it on 4th and short. You don't just try and draw them off sides, call a timeout, and punt it away like a normal, sane team would do. No. You go for it. Huh? Now, I had a parlay on it. It wasn't a big parlay. It's not like we had it as a premium play or a personal play. We already won the over. We already won the first half on Minnesota. So money was in the bank. Anything extra was just pure icing on the cake. But I have to tell you, regardless of my parlay, I was hoping that somehow they lost. But I have to tell you, bad coaching, horrible kicking, not even horrible kicking, horrendous kicking lately, have I been plagued by. Sonny says, you win some, you lose some. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't mind losing fair and square. I don't mind losing like that. And again, I didn't even have a real play on it. I had a $500 parlay, which to some is a lot of money. But I have to tell you, but the shitty Purdue kicker came through, right? But I have to tell you, I have been plagued by kickers and poor coaching decisions this last week. But it's okay. We'll snap out of it. We always do. We always snap out of it. It's a great thing about what we do. Bad coaching on purpose, let's be real. There's no way to explain bad coaching. They didn't get to coach the teams that they're... It's not like we were betting Citadel or some small Division II school or small program. That's not the case. That is definitely not the case. Manuel, thanks for joining us. Cody, I'm glad I could entertain. And again, like I was venting about it, and I didn't even have like a serious dollar on the game. I had a parlay, a fun money parlay, which it was nice to hit. It was nice to hit it, especially, having a tough day. It was nice to hit a very nice parlay, but other than that, I didn't have a $3,000 wager on it or anything of that nature. But man, coaching decisions lately has just been god awful. Mr. J Dizzle, sorry to ask, 150 for 2 days guaranteed, meaning Sunday to no. They give you it just gives you 2 days access, and our system will always show you how many days access it's actually giving you. So if you were to purchase it on Friday, it means that you would actually have access today. So it's just because usually we post it on Fridays, but with COVID, we've been slow to post them because of players getting, COVID and being ruled out late in the day. So it always gives you that extra day of access. Elijah, what do you think about the offensive pass interference on the touchdown that got called back on Purdue to cover the spread? It's pretty weak in my opinion. However, he did push off. 100% he did push off. If you watch the full replay, he did extend an arm and he did push off. Other than that, I think it was fairly weak, but he did make, regardless of how much boost he got off of that push off, he did make the gesture, and it was clear as day of a push off. And regardless if it was just his legs generating the speed and he didn't even hit with his arm, it was definitely close enough that without it being reviewed in the heat of the moment, I could see it being called. You got to remember, this shit's happening in real time, so I could see it happening. So as far as it happened in real time, I could see it being called. But if you watch the replay, he definitely extended, but it was definitely weak. It's definitely weak. I wasn't complaining. By any means. Yang, Kyle, do I get Saturday guaranteed game from last Saturday today? And will the game be posted? Guaranteed Saturday is already posted. If you were on it last week, yes, you already have it this week. You just have to log back into your account. And I'm checking your account right now, and I can see you already have access to it. And I know you have access to our premium plays. So make sure, if you're using a cell phone, Ying, make sure you, or anybody, if you're using a cell phone, make sure you turn your phone sideways, scroll down, look for your username, hit the small little box that has 4 windows inside it, and then scroll down. Focus Sports, did he extend his arm and touch the defender or not, though? It looked like he outstretched his arm but did not touch the defender in the Purdue game. They never showed from the other angle. They just showed from the one back angle, which from the angle that they showed on TV, was it weak? Yeah, it was weak. Did he have separation immediately after extending his arm? He did. Now, was that because of his legs and he was just faster? Or was it because he actually got a push off? That I couldn't tell you. But I agree. Either way, it was definitely a weak call. Unless it's like blatantly obvious. They should let him play the entire game. 70 Clipper announcer was in disbelief. The announcers are always in disbelief. oh, there's no way they can't overturn this, and then call stands, Half of these announcers these days, I'm going to be honest, I don't know where they get them. Probably shouldn't be announcing. I was watching one the other day during the MAC, and they were going over strategies. So he should definitely punt from, being 4th and 6 from their own 36. You think he should punt? Yeah, dummy. Only Minnesota apparently would go for it from their own 30. But yeah, definitely think it was a very weak call. No doubt about it. Lucas Green says, thanks for the Minnesota first half, Kyle. You're very welcome. And this is nothing against ladies or women in general, but the woman that does it for ESPN, her voice is absolutely horrendous. I can't stand to hear it. I actually can't. But she has more knowledge than, I'd have to say, 85% of the other sports broadcasters that are on television. And I can't stand to hear that lady's voice. And the other day she was on ESPN too, and I turned on that game on one of the televisions just because the other ones were just so god-awful. If that tells you anything. And ESPN this year must have turned down the squelch on her voice because it's not as squelchy. It's not as squeaky either. Lucas, we must be talking about the wrong lady announcer. Yeah, Christopher Doris. Yes. No, Lucas, not that one. Can't wait to end. She's forgot more than the others. No, exactly. Exactly. I think Aqib Talib was on one of the broadcasts during NFL this last weekend. He wasn't that bad. But I got to tell you, even some that they've got in the NFL are just horrible. Joni Moten, good morning. I am a first-time listener. I'd like to know, do you think Memphis will go over 44? And I love you so, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate that. Show. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying. Do I think Memphis... What was the question again? I'm tired this morning. Do I think the Memphis game will go over 44? We'll break down that game. We'll use that as one of our breakdowns. We're going to do a lot of breakdowns this morning. We're going to go through a lot of game day breakdowns this morning. We're about to jump in them. You must be talking about the Memphis team total, because isn't like the full game total 60 or 59.5 in that game? It's funny, the other day, I swear I heard Alan Betswick, he's the IndyCar announcer for IndyCar racing. I swear I heard him calling a football game. As well as who's the one that calls for the Stanley Cup Finals and all the big NHL games? Oh, Pierre Maguire. I'm pretty sure I heard him calling a football game as well. NBT Choo Choo Cal, first timer, how do I get your premiums and how much are the package deals? You go to our website, I'll post a link. You go to cappersdirect.com, click on the premium tab at the top of the page. Scroll down below the green boxes, pick out a package that best suits your bankroll, your budget. We've got a 3-day package of either my personal plays or our premium plays starting at $99. There's a big combo package that's like the best of both worlds. That's a week of premium plays, a week of my personal plays. You get our big guaranteed Saturday play today. You get the UFC Max fight pick later tonight, and you get our big Sunday NFL play tomorrow for $300. And then there's packages that go longer than that are pretty good deals. Speaking of UFC tonight, guys, speaking of the UFC, if you guys do not know UFC, big pay-per-view event tonight, monster card, easy money. FC has been rock solid on the MMA. Not only does he have a max fight pick, $25 guaranteed to win, or I'll give you the next one free, but he has the full fight card available for $29.99. But even better than that, you can get the 3x3, and he brought back his 3x3 sale. This is a killer deal. It's 3 UFC events, 3 guaranteed max fight picks, $100. So you get the next 3 UFC cards over the next 3 weeks, and you get the next 3 guaranteed max fight picks, all for $100. Just the fight cards alone will cost you $90. So killer deal there. Jared, thank you for signing up for the 3x3. I see you just got it. Mr. Woods, thank you for jumping on board for 3 days of premium plays. Mr. Dampere as well, thanks for jumping on board 3 days of premium plays. And then guaranteed Saturday, it is later today. Scott, we could break down that game. We could definitely break down that game. Marco, thanks for jumping on board guaranteed Saturday. I saw you just get your purchase through. I think guaranteed Saturday is going to be a little bit of a sleeper game today, one that a lot of people were not expecting. Crypto having a good morning this morning. Joseph, thanks for jumping on board guaranteed Saturday. So we're going to start jumping into the game day breakdowns, but for everybody that doesn't know, NBT, you're very welcome. And again, thank you for joining us. If you guys are new to our channel, first of all, hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you do not miss a beat on anything that we do. All right, hit that subscribe button. We go live 7 days a week. We probably have one of the most informative live interactive chats, and we definitely make it a fun day, that's for sure. And today's going to be a good day. Gio, thank you for renewing for the big combo package. Glad to have you back on board, brother. I know you're already on board, but thank you for renewing. I'm sending you my games right now. And again, if you want to be cool like Gio and as well as everybody else, you can get on the hot list. You want to get on the hot list. I will be honest, the last couple days have sucked. So you guys all know what that means, right? The bounce backs. Everybody knows my bounce backs are like none others. My bounce backs are like none others. They're absolutely insane. And it's going to be today as well. I love what we're putting out today. I texted out my personal plays already. And we're going to start these game day breakdowns right away. So if you're new to the channel, do us a favor. Do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. And again, 177 people here, 56 likes. You guys are doing okay. You're definitely lacking. Edward says, Kyle's bounce back is like a Cardi B snapback. Woo! Hot diggity dog it is. As far as the big thumbs ups go, when you guys get to 100, I will give away a package. When you guys get to 100, I will give away a package. Maybe multiple packages. Jalen says Kyle's going to go crazy with the breakdowns. Watch and learn, everybody. Greg, it's going to be more than a 2-day run, brother. It's going to be more than a 2-day run, so be prepared. The Clemson game is canceled, and here's the statement from the AAC. The Atlantic Coast Conference announced today. And listen to the ending of this. Listen to the ending of this. It definitely sounds like Florida State weaseled their way out of a game because they're scared. I would be too. The Atlantic Coast Conference announced today that the Clemson and Florida State football game will be postponed. The game was originally scheduled to be played today at noon. The postponement follows this morning's game conference call, at which time both teams' medical personnel were unable to mutually agree on moving forward with the game. Both teams continue to adhere to the minimum outlined protocols within the ACC Medical Advisory Group report, which is available on theacc.com. The game was scheduled to kick off in 2 hours. They announced this an hour ago. 3 hours before kickoff, Florida State weaseled their way out of it. Now, I get it. You're Florida State. You're sucking this year. You don't want to have another L on your record and lose by 30 plus because it just doesn't look good. So they definitely weaseled their way out of a game, which sucks because not that I don't have $1 on the game, and I probably wasn't going to have $1 on the game, but it just sucks because all these games are getting canceled. We don't get football, yada, 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 yada. They should be playing regardless. Hell, New Mexico got their ass kicked yesterday. They couldn't do shit. But you know what, though? I want to give props to the team. They're still playing. They don't have any home games. They're not staying at home. The entire New Mexico football team is staying at the Hilton in Lake Las Vegas for the entire football season. And they're playing every home game at Sam Boyd Stadium, the home of the former home of the UNLV Running Rebels. So at least they showed up to play. They might have got their ass kicked yesterday by Air Force. I don't know how they couldn't move the ball all of a sudden. All of a sudden, their passing game just disappeared against a secondary that can't defend worth a shit. But at least they showed up. They played hard. And you know what? We might have lost money on them. But hell, at least they showed up and gave us a game. Florida State, you're a disgrace. Raymond, soccer. I know. Alex says, good morning, Kyle and air fryer owners. I was air frying some brats last night, some chicken jalapeno and cheddar cheese brats. Made a little pasta last night as well. Nathan, the Lobos were partying, right? Give me one quick second. Alrighty. So, there is soccer today. There's a lot of soccer going on. I don't have any soccer rolling at the current moment. Not to say that we won't. We'll take a quick gander. Chelsea did win 2-0. Aston Villa is still 0-0. We got Manchester City and Manchester United later on today. There was definitely some that I like, and we'll probably go over that. We'll probably go back to soccer, cycle back around to it here in a little bit. But there's definitely a couple games a little bit later that have my interest. Maybe we'll give one out as a free play. By the way, I know I've been picking on a lot of you whiny crybaby bitches about crying that free plays lose. Don't worry, I'll tone it down. I don't mean to offend the crybabies. I don't want to offend the crybabies. But don't worry, for all my faithful supporters that are here, win, lose, or draw, we'll have some fun. That we will. That we will. There's definitely some good soccer later. Opportunities for some big money line parlays, possibilities. That's for sure. Major League Soccer playoffs later tonight. Man, well, you like Man City. I like Manchester United. Maybe in a big money line parlay. Manchester City laying $1.20. United laying 1 and 1.5. I'm not too fond of the 1.5, but they should definitely have no problems covering that. But we'll try and cycle back and go over everything. We will definitely go over some soccer and put you guys on a free play as well. More than likely. But there's definitely some of the juicy soccer kind today, if you ask me. So what we're going to do now, we're going to jump into some... I almost said baseball. I wish baseball was back. It'll be back before we know it. We're going to jump into some breakdowns. I knew there was something with a B. Start with some breakdowns. $17 Clippers says Cincinnati's a trap. Man, I'm ready for... I don't know about you guys. You East Coasters, I was probably up at the crack of dawn before you guys. And I probably went to bed after everybody. I'm ready for a nap. I'm ready for a nap, that's for sure. Alrighty. Okay, so I will tell you this. A 4-team moneyline parlay on Juventus laying 417, Atalanta laying 303, Borussia Dortmund laying 185, and Manchester United laying 256 does pay plus 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250. 250 It's kind of very attractive if you ask me. It's kind of very attractive if you ask me. And I cannot lie, I just bet it for 1,000 to win 2,500. Jeff, can I explain what a trap means? Well, a trap means when you step in that thing and that spring goes up and it grabs your ankle, and then it grabs and it pulls you up, and you get dangled by a tree from your ankle or your cankle or whatever you want to call it. That's what a trap is. Or a little mouse trap. It's got a little glue board to it. Really, really, really sticky shit. Remember, it's the second mouse that survives. Look at you guys. Who did you say? All right. Write this down. Juventus. Atalanta. You hear that little roll off my tongue? It might have been a first ever. Borussia Dortmund. And Manchester United. Matter of fact, we'll just post up a screenshot. All right, so bear with me and I'll get a screenshot for you guys. Now, it'll probably be one of them that pisses off a game and ends in a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw. But we're going to take a stab at it. I'm going to take a stab at it. That is for sure. And I'll get that screenshot up there for everybody as well. That way you guys, for you guys that can't remember that fast, that way you guys can see it as well. Okay? Give me 1 second. We'll get a screenshot up there for you guys. $1,000 pays back $25.32 plus my money back. So $100 parlay would pay $250. And there you guys go. You guys can break it down accordingly to however you need it broken down. Screenshot coming your way. And while I leave that screenshot up there, I will get all my breakdown stuff up and rolling for you guys. All right? Remember, fade, follow, bet at your own risk. You want to blame somebody, well, then you can blame me. All right? If it doesn't win, you guys can roast me, okay? I mean, you guys do anyways, so here you guys go. Bada bing. We'll get the board ready. We'll get everything ready. Oh, got to delete that New Mexico loser. That FAU first quarter loser. Minnesota first half was a nice winner. Definitely a nice winner. Change the good old date up here to the 21st. That way we're with the current times. Cycle back. There you guys go. It's still on the screen. And remember, if you're not on Guaranteed Saturday, you're going to miss out. Today's will be a monster win. All right, today's Guaranteed Saturday will be a monster winner. And we're going to absolutely hammer the books. Anthony says, Central Florida was a good team 2 years ago. We don't live in the past, right? I mean, there was a time where my USC Trojans were national title contenders, and we definitely don't live in the past. Now, Oklahoma fans definitely live in the past. Alrighty. I'm going to zip up this good hoodie. It's a little chilly in here this morning. Got the air cranked down. I know Nick Rez. I know, I'm just teasing you guys. I'm just having fun at your guys' expense. You guys have fun at my expense. So I'm just teasing you guys. Trust me, here's the real deal. All right, here's the real deal. I'm a big boy. I can handle the heat. You know, they say you can't take the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen, right? I don't mind being in the kitchen. I get it. I'm giving out the plays. I can take the heat. It's funny. YouTube blocked a comment. YouTube has an automated system that blocks comments that if you throw a racial slur or you curse or you post a link or it always puts it in like not every comment, but only like it gets flagged for some strange reason. And it gets put in a reviewed section. There was one in there where some jerk off was accusing us of all of our guaranteed Saturdays always being the later games so we can sell more. This is the first late guaranteed Saturday we've had the entire year. This is the first late one. Last week's was late, and that was at 2 p.m. Eastern time. All the others have been at noon Eastern time. You know, but it's probably just another service posting and, and all of that stuff. But I got to tell you, the conspiracy theories out there, when you lose a free play, crazy. Let me tell you, crazy. All right. So here's the plan. Here's the plan. When you guys get me to 100 likes, I'm going to give away a package. When you guys get me to 150, then I'll give away another package. And we'll have some fun. But until then, we're going to break down these games. We're going to have some fun. So let's get it. First one that we're going to do, well, we all know it ain't going to be the Clemson game because that, Florida State pussed out on us. We're going to take a look at Florida and Vandy. I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can, okay, guys? I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you're not on our plays, I will tell you this much. We only have one early play. All right? There's only one early play today. Other than that, they're all later. So I know a lot of you guys like to bet the early games. There's some early games that definitely interest me. Now, if you guys participated in the Bet Online promotion, I do see there's a few of them here that emailed. I will get to you guys as soon as we're off the live show. Okay? I can't do both at once. So if you guys are watching and you participate in the Bet Online promotion to get 2 days of free either premium plays or my personal plays, then I promise I will get to you as soon as we get off the live chat. That's for sure. Damn, look at you guys already have 120 likes already. A little bribery gets you going, huh? A little bribery gets you going. Kenwood Twin says every game has a winner in it. I agree. David, don't hit it more than once because you unhit it on your second attempt. That's why, you could tell people to hit the thumbs down twice on their way out the door. But no, I just want them to hit it once. All right, guys, so we're going to give away a package. We're going to give away a package. And we're going to have some fun today. All right, we're going to give away a package real quick. And we're going to give away a one-day access to premium plays to start for Saturday's premium plays. All right, so here we go. Let the fun begin. All right, so here's what you have to do. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. Make sure it's highlighted. And what I want to know, which player in 2004 finished in second place in the Heisman voting? I will give you a clue. Back in the day, and it could still be today, but back in the day it was the highest finisher for a freshman. Bo King it was. Look at you guys all running to Google. Edward, you're disqualified. I can see you using Google. Matt Leinart was still probably in junior high in 1994. We do have a winner. You guys all went to Google. You guys went to Google all at the exact same time. Congratulations to the first one on my screen, Daniel Lucy. Congratulations. Now, I don't know if you have an account on our website. But if you don't, I need you to create one. If you do, I need to know what it is. The correct answer was Adrian Peterson. So Daniel, if you do have an account, let me know what your username is. And if you don't have one, pretty sure I said in 2004. Oh, Matt Leinart would have been in college in 2004. 17 Clipper Beetlejuice. In order to create an account, Daniel, just go to our website, click on Premium, pick out any package. When it asks you for a credit card, don't put it in unless you want to purchase it. And then just let me know what the username is, and then I will activate it for you. And don't worry, we'll do another one here shortly because you guys got me to 150. Well, very close to it. So we'll do a breakdown. we'll do a breakdown. In one quick second. One quick second. Okay. So, let's break down a game. And now that you guys got me over 150, Mike Brown, you said 2004. Fantastic, because it was 2004. I didn't say the Heisman winner. I said second place. Edward says 300 likes and Kyle makes up and gives the chat a guaranteed free play. Guaranteed to win or I give you the next one free. Right, Edward? Jay Hughes says 300 likes for an air fryer. Air fryer's got to be on sale. But don't worry. We're going to break down a game and then we'll give away another package. We're going to give away some package today. We're going to have some fun today, folks, okay? We're going to have some fun today. We're going to lighten up the group. You guys are just too tight. You guys are just too tight today. Adrian Peterson was the correct answer. And remember, just because it shows first on your screen doesn't mean it shows first on my screen. And I cannot lie. What shows first on my screen in reality is the only one that matters. So first breakdown that we're going to do, Florida and Vandy, and then we'll go on from there. We'll reach out and touch the Indiana and Ohio State game, the App State Coastal Carolina game. Maybe we'll touch ECU and Temple. Maybe we'll reach out and touch your hearts, and you guys will start lightening up and start having more fun. But I get it. Losing sucks, and that's one of our mottos is winning is fun. Winning is fun. And if I'm doing my job making sure you guys are winning, then I already know you guys are having fun. And I'll be honest, I failed the last couple days at making sure you guys have fun. So we're going to have some fun. We are flat out going to have some fun. So we're going to do game 399 and 400. Why they can't come out with game numbers that correlate to the time is beyond me. However, we're going to do 399 and 400. Florida, Vandy. You've got the Gators 5-1 straight up, 4-2 against the spread, 5-1 to the over, and then you got old 0-6 Vandy. All right, 3-3 against the spread and 3-3 to the over. Vandy. When you look at their record, it's just L's, or is it this way? I can't tell which way you guys get a seat. Michael, we'll try and do the Penn State game. All right, we'll try and do the Penn State game. Jay Hughes, should you take the Florida points or the over? Hold on. Let me ask the Magic 8 Ball. It says, please try again later. We'll try again later. Jose, we'll definitely reach out and touch the Coastal Carolina and the App State game. I don't have $1 on that one. John David Ray says all the MAC action this week got us all so tense, right? Well, you guys don't got to worry about it. There is no midweek MAC action this week, all right? Danny put it on Twitter. Okay, good. Give me 1 second, Daniel, and I will get your account activated. And then we'll break down this game, the Magic 8 Ball. Please try again later. Please try again later. My sources say no. Give me one quick second, Daniel. We're gonna give away some good packages today, okay, guys? We're definitely gonna have some fun. Just bear with me real quick. We'll get a couple breakdowns in. We'll give away some more packages. All right, Daniel, you now have access, sir. Thank you for playing. Anthony, you have the promo code for people that were on the game of the year. I wish I had the capability to do more than just that. Trust me. From short of begging and pleading, I definitely went to bat, that's for sure. It is actually ladies' night in the Johnson household tonight. My wife has a girls' night out tonight. It is definitely a ladies' night in the Johnson household tonight. Scott, thank you for jumping on board the Guaranteed Saturday. I see you used the promo code for that everybody that was on the game of the year received. All right, so when you start taking a look at these games, and you take a look at the numbers on this one. Florida laying 31.5 minus 108, plus 31.5 for Vandy, who hasn't won a game all season. Neverez, you're very welcome. Total over 69.5. Money line minus 5,000. First half total 38. Florida laying 18 in the first half. Ken says, I'd like to add a comma in my account today. Who's with me? I don't know if I can add a comma. I'd have to do a really big parlay. Or double up a couple times. Could win 85K. We can do it. We've done it before. Good to know, Jalen. Good to know. So, when you start diving into the Florida game, first of all, when you start seeing such a big spread like this, you got to take a look at a couple things. For first quarter overs, are they attractive? Team total points, is that attractive? First half team total points, if it's an option. The first half has a total of 38. Florida laying 18 on the spread. First quarter, the total is set at 14.5. Gary, if I purchase your game of the week, can I get your Guaranteed Saturday instead of waiting? Unfortunately, no, Gary, they don't allow switching. Could you imagine how hard it would be to make sure who got what and this and that? And they did it once. I got them to do it once a couple years ago, and it was such a nightmare. It was absolutely insane. It was absolutely insane. If I could, I would. But unfortunately, they're not going to let you, go from a $100 game to a $150 game. And hell, even if it was a $150 game, they wouldn't even let you go down to a smaller one. So, for accounting purposes, you get what you purchase as far as the guarantee goes. Unfortunately. I wish. Florida's team total on this one is 49.5, minus $1.35. Florida's going to have to put up 50 points in order to crack that team total. Vandy's team total is just a mere 17.5. Yet, Edward Baird down 0-1 doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me today, laying that big number. As far as the team total goes, I'm not a fan of it. Do they probably break 49.5? Probably, but let's be honest, 8 touchdowns or 7 and a field goal is still a lot. You've got the 6th best team in the country, Florida, averaging 45.8 points per game. 140 yards on the ground rushing, 4.3 yards per carry, 372 in the air, 10 yards per passing attempt. 126 on the ground is what Vandy averages, 3.3 yards per carry and 220 in the air. Florida's defense, I think David just said it, their defense blows. They give up 4.5 yards per carry. It's not that it's 151 yards rushing. It's the 4.5 yards per carry. The 7.7 yards per passing attempt, and they're +1 on the turnovers. Now, there's a huge 9 turnover differential between these two teams. Vandy is -8, and Florida is +1. Vandy, on the other hand, they give up 35.8 points per game. They give up 6 yards per carry. Florida will be able to run every which way direction against Vandy. Fact. They also give up 258 in the air, 8.1 yards per passing attempt. They'll be able to pass the ball and do just about whatever they want. Now, Florida's 8-2 to the over when playing on the road. Vandy is 0-5 against the spread at home against a lesser defensive team, allowing more than 29 points per game. Florida is 28-1. 20 wins, 8 losses, 1 push against mediocre teams that are being outscored by opponents by more than 4.5 points per game. Yes, PSG was resting players. That they were. Lewis, get to the point, G's. Hey, Lewis, I'm going to get to this point. Bye, Felicia. If you want me just to go down the list and give you all the games on the board, I can. Matter of fact, I can give you both sides. Take Florida, lay the 31.5. Take Vandy plus the 31.5. Make sure you take the over of 69. And definitely I'd lay the under on that one as well, okay? And when you get to the Memphis game, I would definitely lay the 30.5. And then I'd probably put in another bet because Joe Blow says to take the 30.5 that you're going to be getting with Stephen F. Austin, okay? Make sure you put a parlay in with this and that, and then go fuck yourself. Julian, good morning. No, Matt, we only want him to hit the thumbs down one time. That way we get credit for it. Just hit the thumbs down one time on your way out the door. The funny thing is, I don't even remember what his name was. All right. Lionel, what's going on? I'm having fun today. You know, you got to have fun. And I think that's catered to you by Chef Jeff. Says calm down, going on. I am calm. You know what? I'm just gonna start having more fun at some people's expenses. That's what I do best. So, anyways, now that we gave that guy, and he's welcome back. I mean, he probably only has 2 minutes left in his timeout. I didn't give him the boot. I just gave him a 5-minute timeout, 300 seconds. If he's not intellectually capable to take 60 seconds per minute and divide that by the 300 and find out that it was only a 5-minute timeout. So he can come back in about 110 seconds or whatever it probably is. So, anyways, not to rush us or anything, but back to Florida and Vandy. There's not much about this game that I like, all right? There's not much about this game that I like. When you take a look at what Vandy's done against recent teams, all right, I don't care what Florida's done against the other teams. We already know what they're capable of doing. You know, we don't need to know that they beat Arkansas by 28 They beat Georgia by 16, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right? What we need to see is Vandy capable of scoring points? They put up 35 in their loss to Kentucky. Okay? We can't use that for reference because Florida plays them next. They put up 17 against old Mississippi State. They put up 21 against Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss. And they got the beatdown. Lane Kiffin gave them the good old-fashioned beatdown. 54-21. Kind of like Florida did to Ole Miss. 51-35. Now, they only put up 7 against South Carolina, 7 against LSU. They put up 12 against Texas A&M. Brett, this guy is insecure? Not really. I'm just having fun. If you guys can't have fun, well then go to another channel. By all means. Brett, you should do that too. So if you want to call me insecure, that's fine. I'm gonna make it very, very simple for you. Brett, you probably don't fit in here and you shouldn't benefit from what we do. So if you're using a Mac, it's a red circle in your upper left-hand corner, sir. Or is it ma'am or child? I'm not sure. But if you're using a PC or whatever they call those these days, I only have Macs because I'm, just an uptight prissy. I think it's an X in the upper right-hand corner still. Who knows? They may have knocked off Mac by now and went to the left-hand side. But just either hit the red circle or the X on the right-hand side. But before you do that, please do us a huge favor and hit the thumbs down button. Just once, not twice. Just once. Okay? And then definitely hit the unsubscribe button. And there's definitely another live show on right now. There's probably 3 of them on. Wishing they can do what I did and actually bet a game. Well, $1,000 on a 4-teamer. I mean, who the fuck does that? This guy does. So definitely, I don't even remember the guy's name that posted that. So, but anyways, adios. How can I keep customers? Well, apparently they like me for some reason. Was it Lewis that I gave the 5-minute timeout to? I can't remember. Oh, it was Lewis. Hey, Lewis, guess what? We're going to have some more fun. Take another 5-minute break. 5-minute major for being special. Matt says lots of visiting this morning, love it. The word of free fryers, air fryer type must be getting out. Actually, Brett, you can't. It's actually part of the barbershop. That's what makes this fun. That's actually what makes this fun. Here, why don't you go join Lewis? All right? Why don't you go join Lewis? All right? Go join Lewis. You can come join us in 5 minutes and give another naughty comment too. Greg, we'll definitely do the Middle Tennessee State game. Just remind me. I know, they're just trying to mess up the show. So the next one, I'll actually, matter of fact, I can do it right now. So here's what we can do. Because I could promise you, or actually I think I have to wait. No, I can do it right here. Hold on. Okay. One is forever hidden, and the other, they have been blessed with the free ticket to SBR. I can't wait. I promise you guys, a soundboard is in the works. And we are going to have so much fun when we have a soundboard. Every time we got to do that, we'll have like a toilet bowl flushing. We'll have something that'll be like douchebag alert, some sirens going off. You know, we will definitely have a great time. I promise you that much. I just don't know which one to order. I found a couple. One was like $2,700, and then you got to buy the sound effects for them. And then another one was like $3,000, and they just go up from there. But I promise you, we're going to enhance the show. And if people don't realize we have fun at some losers' expenses, then, you know, if they can't take that, well, that's what you get, you know? I mean, hey, asshole alert. Yeah, that'll be a good one right there. But I got to tell you, no other live chat would even acknowledge these guys, let alone tell them to piss off. Cody, should Auburn be considered an easy cover? I don't think there's any game that should be considered an easy cover nowadays for what shit that we're seeing. But I did give out a free play in the Auburn game, and we'll break down that one as well before we're done. All right, so we're running behind schedule. We need to get the breakdowns done. Take a look at what Vandy's able to do. We spend too much time on, you know, the other stuff. But, you know, again, if my cursing offends you, I'm a former sailor. I do have a potty mouth. Trust me, I hear it at home. And I'm definitely working on it. But, you know, for years, dropping the F word was just like using the word the, you know. So I definitely will tone it down. But we're going to have some fun, especially in the future when that instant replay sound effects machine comes in. But again, if you guys don't know what we're about, we're actually real sports bettors. And that's the cool thing. So here's the thing. Do I want customers? Absolutely, because I love what I do. And I first of all, I love my job. Second, I love being able to work with everybody. I love being able to do the live shows. But do I need customers? I don't. I'll be dead honest with you guys. I make enough money betting on sports. I make more money betting on sports than they pay me here. And they pay me exceptionally well for what I do. So I'm going to make, I know the last couple of days I haven't made, you know, really anything with the games because they've been shitty. Long-term success is definitely where it's at. But today's going to be a big bounce back. And I'm making money today regardless if people are on board. I'm going to hammer the snot out of guaranteed Saturday. And I'll probably go bigger than I normally do just because I'm in a little hole from the last couple days. And I'm going to hammer the snot out of it. So, either way, the show must go on. Now, do I think the Florida total is a tad bit high? Unless Vandy can put up 21 points, I think the total's high. I think Vandy has to put up 21 points in order to see 70 points scored. Now, granted, Florida can score 10 on their own. I just don't know if I have enough faith in them to do it. They're going to need 7 and a field goal in order to bust their team total of 49.5. Vandy's team total of 17.5. Now, Florida gave up 35 to Arkansas, 28 to Georgia, 17 to Missouri, 38 to Texas A&M, 24 to South Carolina, and 35 to Mississippi. Absolutely, they're big-ass Redwood. Mauricio, it wasn't a teaser, it was a parlay. Give me one quick second. Come join us on YouTube. Okay. So as far as the total goes, we already know Florida gives up points. The least they've given up this year was 17 to Missouri. That was the least that they gave up, was 17 to Missouri. I think the Vandy team total here is playable. I lean towards the over 17.5. If it was 17, I would love it a lot more. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to play it. But as of right now, I do lean towards their team total over 17.5. Other than that, there's not much else I like on this game. Now, if the first quarter was at 14, I would play it. But the first quarter's at 14.5. You're going to need 3 scores. If Florida starts out slow and they punt the ball, and Vandy tries to run the ball, then you may not have enough time to get that 3 scores unless there's a defensive score. If you guys can get the first quarter total over 14, I would play it. I think it would have a great probability of worst case scenario landing on a push. Honestly, I think it would be a winner even at 14.5. But again, I'm not too sold on it just in case Florida comes out slow in their first possession or two. So next game that we're going to take a look at, we'll jump right into the App State and Coastal Carolina game because I know that's one that you guys have been asking about. But again, Florida, for all intents and purposes, they should be able to cover 31.5. They should be able to cover 31.5. And so I do lean towards Florida laying the 31.5. They should be able to cover it. But again, it's something that if Vandy puts up 21, if Vandy puts up 3 scores, it may be a little bit on the tough side. All right, so game 347, 348, App State, Coastal Carolina. Those 300 seconds should be wearing off, and our friend should be coming back. So what do we get with App State? Oh, wait. We gave them the boot. They can't come back. Ha, 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 ha. See, I could have a sound effects button that just laughs or claps or, a roar from the crowd. A little bump-a-dump. Exactly, David. That's why I think that the Vandy team total over 17.5 is more playable than just about anything. Now, App State, Coastal Carolina. You've got 6-1 and 7-0. App State is 6-1. They've covered 1 spread. App State is 6-1 and they've covered 1 spread. And it was against Arkansas State, where they were laying 13.5 and they beat them 45-17. Now, they did lose to Marshall back in the beginning of the season, week number 2, 17-7. Other than that, they've rattled off wins, but not covering against Charlotte, where they were laying 17. They won by 15. They beat Campbell. They couldn't cover. They did cover against Arkansas State. They couldn't cover against Louisiana Monroe. They couldn't cover the 21.5 against Texas State. And they couldn't cover the big 18.5 against Georgia State either. As big favorites, they can't cover. Anthony, do I think they can score? That's why I lean towards the team total. I think they put up some points. Yeah, absolutely. Florida gives up points to opposing teams, no matter how strong or weak they are. As far as their opponent today, Coastal Carolina. Wow. I'll be honest, I didn't see them, coming out of left field this season. 7-0, the 15th ranked team in the country. They're getting an absolute shit ton of press and light thrown on them. The fact that they're 7-0 is awesome. The fact that they're actually 5-1-1 against the spread is even crazier. 4 straight games to the under after opening up 3 straight games to the over. Same thing with App State as well, 4 straight unders. All right, they're actually 6-1 to the under. Only 1 of their 7 games have actually gone over the total. Both of these teams have been trending in the under category. Their last matchup, last year, App State did smacked them hard, right in the chin. Actually, I'd probably classify it right in the nose. 56-37 beatdown by App State last year. All right, are we going to see a repeat of that? Are we going to see a repeat of what happened last year? Well, South Alabama couldn't keep up. Georgia State couldn't keep up. Georgia Southern couldn't keep up. Louisiana Lafayette was close. They lost by 3. Arkansas State got their butts kicked. Campbell got their butts kicked. And hot diggity dog, so did Kansas, although Kansas sucks anyways. In reality, this is probably Coastal Carolina's biggest test of the season. Everybody remembers revenge. They're at home. Home revenge. Home favorite. 3-point favorite. Minus 157 on the money line. Over and under 48 minus $1.15. With the first half being App State plus 2.5. Over and under 23.5. First quarter on this one is 10. Over and under 10. Give me a 10. App State's team total 21.5 and 26.5 for Coastal Carolina. 5-point differential there, yet the line is 3. Sometimes you got to be able to read between the lines, all right? So when you take a look at both programs, first of all, Coastal Carolina averaging just under 38 points a game. They average 204 yards on the ground, 4.8 yards per carry, 239 in the air, 9.8 yards per passing attempt. When you take a look at App State, they're averaging 261 yards on the ground. And if you thought Coastal Carolina's numbers at 4.8 yards per carry was impressive, App State's averaging 5.6 yards per running attempt. Per rush, they're averaging 5.6 yards. They're also averaging 7.6 yards per passing attempt. Little on the shorter on the passing side. However, offensive snaps are very similar. All right, 47 rush plays to the 43 on average of Coastal Carolina. And their yards per gain is almost a full yard more per rushing attempt for App State. So when you take a look at offenses, I see them very comparable. However, the running game is probably a tad bit stronger for App State, whereas Coastal Carolina has no problem going just a little farther down the field when it comes to passing the ball. Now, the big thing for me is going to be defense. All right, how do these teams defend against the run? How do they defend against the pass? Where's their turnover ratios? First of all, the turnover ratios are very similar. However, there's a small separation of 3 turnovers, which out of as many games as they've both played, 7 for Coastal Carolina and 7 for App State. I wouldn't say a 3 turnover advantage is that big of a deal. They're both in the plus categories. +2 for App State in turnovers, +5 for Coastal Carolina in the turnover department. So you hone in on the defensive side of things. Try to narrow things down, take a look at the defense. They both give up nearly identical the same amount of points. 16.9 for App State, 16.3 for Coastal Carolina is the points that they give up. Okay. As far as the run defense goes, one gives up 3.9, Coastal Carolina, and App State gives up 4.2 yards per carry. They both average giving up the exact same amount of carries or having to defend the same amount of carries a game at 34. The yardage is separated by 5 yards. Very comparable run defenses. When it comes to the passing defense, Coastal Carolina gives up 6.3 yards per passing attempt, 174 on the ground. Whereas Appalachian State has been facing teams that like to pass the ball a tad bit more, on average 5 passing plays a game more. They're giving up less yardage at 5.7 yards per passing attempt. And like I said, +2 to +5 on turnovers is not that big of a deal when it comes to an advantage, in my opinion. App State 10-0 to the under versus an opponent, coming off a conference straight-up win. App State 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread, dating back the last 3 years when facing Coastal Carolina. As far as this game goes, I think the job is going to be done on the defense by both teams. I think it's going to be decided by, and I could be completely wrong, maybe Coastal Carolina comes in and gets their revenge here, but I think the road dog is live. I think this one, as David says, the line was 5 last night. I think this one might have missed the boat being able to catch 5. If I would have been getting 5 this morning, to be honest, I would have bet it. All right? But only getting 3 points, I'm not completely sold on it. All right? I'm not completely sold on it. App State, 1-6 against the spread. Absolutely. They're 1-6 against the spread. They've had close battles. They beat Georgia State 17-13. All right? Now keep in mind, Coastal Carolina smacked them 51-0. All right? When you take a look, they beat Texas State. They were laying 21.5. Keep in mind, Coastal Carolina has only laid double digits 2 times this entire year. That was against Campbell, where they laid 27.5, and they did not cover. And they laid 17 against South Alabama. They covered. Barely. Barely. Actually, they pushed on that one. They were laying 17. So, as a double-digit cover, Coastal Carolina has not covered. They lost and they pushed one. A lot of their covers were as a dog against Louisiana Lafayette, Arkansas State, laying 1.5 against Georgia Southern, laying 4 against Georgia State, whereas App State has been a double-digit favorite in every one of their games except Marshall, where they were a 6-point favorite and they lost. So when you want to say that App State is 1-6 against the spread, you have to remember, they were an 18.5-point favorite against Georgia State. Coastal Carolina was a 4. When you take a look at Campbell, App State was a 33.5-point favorite against Campbell. They didn't cover, but they beat them by 31. They were off by 3. Coastal Carolina was laying 27.5. They won by 22. They were off by 6. So as far as this one goes, App State, Coastal Carolina, I lean towards the road dog. I think the numbers of 1-6 against the spread this year are very misguiding for the fact that they've been a double-digit dog every single game, with the exception of one against Marshall, where they were laying 6. They laid 17, they laid 6, they laid 33.5, they laid 13.5, they laid 28.5, they laid 21.5, and they laid 18.5. They've laid 17 or more in all but 2 of their games. Coastal Carolina has laid 17 or more twice, and they did not cover. Yeah, Thomas, week's been rough. It happens. There's 52 weeks out of the year, and this is why I try and preach to people to always bet within your means, manage your bankroll properly, and leave room for next week and the week after that, because you're going to have bad weeks. There's 52 weeks out of the year. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes just like you guys. You're going to have 52 weeks out of the year. We're not going to win all of them. Shit's going to happen. Shit's definitely going to happen. But we always bounce back. We always bounce back strong. Everybody here that's been with me for a long time, or hell, even just a short time, knows that. Now, as far as this game goes, I do lean towards App State plus the 3. Okay? If it was plus 5, I'd probably be betting it. Now, there is something that really hasn't changed. They got the teal turf. There is something that really hasn't budged, and I do like it, and it's the first half for App State. All right? App State in the first half, plus 2.5. I'm going to bet that. All right? I'm not betting it a lot. Full disclaimer, I am not betting it a lot. For me, for everybody that doesn't know, okay, I'm very open and honest about what I bet. Okay? I bet anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 on average for premium plays. Okay? Generally in the 3,000 range, sometimes more. when I have a lean that I want to bet, I bet $500 on it. App State, first half, plus 2.5. I think, unless App State just rolls or one of these teams has major turnovers. Now, if one of these teams has major turnovers, it'll be a blowout. With the exception of that, I think this game is going to be decided by one score. Field goal, touchdown, one way or another. I think this is going to be decided by one score. Okay? App State only being 1-6 against the spread. Take that with a very small grain of salt and look at the numbers that they've had to lay. Okay? They're very misguiding. Sometimes you got to read between the numbers and you'll see that they're very misguiding. So, I did bet it. I actually literally just submitted it right now for $500. I'm posting it in the chat right now so that way you guys can see it. And there it is right there. And I'm going to put it up on the board. All right, we're going to put it up on the board. App State. And I'll flash the board in just a second, okay? Give you guys a chance to see that bet. Flash that one over to you guys. So there's that. And honestly, I think they're a live dog, all right? I think they're a live dog. You can quote me on that one as well. I think this one's decided by a score, kind of like the Minnesota game. Now, I don't think there's as much urgency as there is for Minnesota to get a big win. That's for sure. All right, so we're going to pick up the pace. I did promise a giveaway once you guys got to 150 likes. So we got to have some fun here. Give me 1 second. I want to see something here. Okay. Some of you guys will get this very quickly, I'm sure. For a free guaranteed Saturday play, and what we'll do is if you already have guaranteed Saturday, because I know a lot of you guys do, and this is a $150 guaranteed Saturday play, same play. You already have guaranteed Saturday. We'll move on to the next one. And we'll give you the Sunday NFL play if you don't have that already. Keep in mind, those are the ones we're 9-1 on. If you already have both of those, we'll go to our premium plays. If you don't have premium plays, we'll give you premium plays for the day. If you have all of that, well then, we'll give you UFC. We'll figure something out. So, what I want to know is what number, look at all you cheaters. What I need you guys to guess is, and this is an easy one. That way we don't have 5 billion numbers rolling down the chat. Who has more titles in the Big 12? Oklahoma or Texas? Babe Ruth is the winner. Remember, it's the first to appear on my screen. I think this is 10-second delayed. You got to love the delay. Guys are real slow on Google today. See, now we need like some Jeopardy music in the background. We have a winner. We have a winner. Jalen, my brother, you are the first correct to guess Oklahoma. You had a 50-50 shot. I gave you 2 teams to guess. On my screen, Jalen, you are first. Congratulations. You guys will probably be first on all of yours. Putting it in your account now, Jalen. And actually, Jalen, I need to know what your username is on the website. And if you don't have one, which I think you do, just need to know what your account username is, and we'll get you going. It's my pleasure. You guys got to remember, and Edward, I did get your text message. When you think you guys are first on yours, you're delayed. So like, here you go. I'll send one right back to you. Jalen came in before you even said your very first one of Texas. Joe Free, how do I feel about the App State team total over 22.5? You know, I got no real opinion on the total of that game. I think it could be high scoring. I also can think it could definitely stay on the under as well. Jalen, I got it. I found you. 152. And then a couple letters afterwards. I got you, brother. You're in there. All you got to do is log back into that account. And if you need to know what it is, send me a text message. But it's in your username. Yep, 152FLU. Guaranteed Saturday is in your account. So, you guys get me to 250 and we'll give away some more stuff. You guys get me to 250 next, which is only 63 more. We'll give away some more. And again, that's why I always say it doesn't matter what shows up on your guys's. It matters what shows up on mine, because everybody's will be different. Everybody's will be different. And again, Eddie Sports Money. I got yours. But again, this is why I always say it matters what shows up on mine, because your guys' is delayed. And if you type it in at the same time as somebody else on yours, it'll show up there. But on mine, it'll show the official one. Mine, it'll show the official one. But here, Eddie Sports Money, right back at you. And this is why I always tell people when we do these, it doesn't matter what shows up on yours. It matters what shows up on mine. So, like, I'll be honest, it says Jalen, Henry, Scott, and then Eddie Sports Money was first, second, third, and fourth. Stevie Steves, am I on any overs today? As of right now, we have one premium play that's an over. Yes, make sure you're live. Make sure you fast forward to the front. All right, so you guys give me 51 more and we'll start giving away stuff. We got UFC packages, UFC today. All right, so let's do another one. What do you guys say? I'm going to give you guys the choice. So in the comment section, you guys post. Do you want me to do the LSU and Arkansas game? Or would you like me to do the Indiana and Ohio State game? Jamar, what's going on? So do you want me to do the Indiana and Ohio State game, or do you want me to do the LSU and Arkansas game? Which of those marquee matchups? Indiana, the Ohio State University, it is. Wolfsburg up 2-0 at the 90-minute mark. 90-plus minute mark. I know somebody in here was on that. Congrats, Big D Mall. Give me one quick second, folks. Bayer Leverkusen up 2-1. And the surprising one to me in some German soccer, the Borussia Mönchengladbach laying 182. They gave up a goal at the 88-minute mark. Wow. They were up 1-0. The entire game they scored at the 5-minute mark of the game. And they gave up a goal at the 88-minute mark. That's rough. That is rough right there. And now they're in with a red card as well for Augsburg. That's crazy. All right, so Give me one quick second, folks. Then we're going to jump into the Indiana and Ohio State game because I know that game's starting in 40 minutes. Give me 1 second, folks. All right. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. I really do. What's my favorite sports streaming app? I usually just watch them on TVs. I've got all 4x4 TV wall at the office as well as the house. Wolfsburg is a winner. Congrats, Big D Mall. Congrats, brother. Magglebach finishes 1-0. One quick second here, and then we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Okay. Please, Indiana, that's what we're doing. Indiana, Ohio State is coming up next, folks. That is coming up next. Let me pop up the odds for that one real quick. Alrighty. Ready to rock and roll. 46 more, we'll give away some more packages. 46 more thumbs up. If you guys are new to the channel, do us a favor. Give us a big thumbs up in the video, as well as hit the subscribe button. If you're new, hit the subscribe. We'll be live again tomorrow, breaking down games. I'm going to try and touch every, and I don't know if it's possible, but I'm definitely going to try and hit every single NFL game tomorrow as well. All right, so Indiana, Ohio State game 357 and 358. Bayer Leverkusen finishes 2-1. We've got 4-0 Indiana going up against 3-0 Ohio State. Ohio State giving up 3 TDs. Laying 21. As of right now, minus $1.10. Indiana catching the 21. Total set over and under 66.5 points in this one. Keep in mind, they played last year with OSU, the Ohio State University, beating them 51-10. Anthony, the 5-minute breakdowns are for college basketball. Football seems to be more in depth every single time, because we take a look at more avenues, first quarter, team totals, this and that. First half on this one, Indiana plus 11, Ohio State laying the 11, over and under 34 for the first half, with a first quarter total of over and under 14. Indiana's team total set at 21.5 with Ohio State's at 42.5. Keep in mind, the Ohio State University held Indiana last year to just 10 measly points. Now, taking a look at both of these programs, they're both undefeated. Indiana not only is 4-0, they're 4-0 against the spread, 3-1 to the over, and then you've got the Ohio State University, 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread, 1-1 to the over. Ohio State 11-3-1 against the spread before having to face the Fighting Illini, who they will be facing next week. Indiana 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games on the road after having to play Michigan State, who they just smashed 24-0. And then Indiana 20-5 to the over, dating back umpteen years, coming off a blowout, straight-up win of 20 points or more. Now, we all know this stat's not correct because they weren't laying that big of a point number last year. But anyways, when you start taking a look at both of these programs, let's take a look at Indiana. They're 4-0. They beat Penn State 36-35. But so did the Ohio State University, who beat them 38-25. They beat Rutgers 37-21. Oh, wait. So did the Ohio State University, beat them 49-27. Then they beat up Michigan 38-21. Ohio State hasn't had their way with Jim Harbaugh and company yet, but they will in a couple weeks. Indiana beat Michigan State 24-0. And again, the Ohio State University will have their way with them in a couple weeks, the week before Michigan. 2 undefeated teams. One's going to come away a sorry loser. Ohio State beating up Nebraska, Penn State, and Rutgers. They did not cover the 37.5 that they were laying against Rutgers. They won by 22. That was their only game that went over the total. They had a total of 63. It was tied for their lowest ones. Focus Sports' attention, DraftKings is having software issues and can't take bets. That's why I recommend going to open up a Bet Online account. As far as this game goes, let's take a look at the offensive numbers. Ohio State averaging almost 13 points a game more, 46.3 compared to the 33.8 of Indiana. Indiana, a very anemic, pathetic 2.7 yards rushing the ball, 95 yards on average. 267 in the air, 7.1 yards per passing attempt. Offensive numbers, they don't compare. Ohio State averages 4.9 yards a carry, 211 on the ground, 10.9 yards per passing attempt, 303 yards in the air on just 28 plays. Offensive numbers don't compare. They favor Ohio State massively. When it comes to defensive numbers, they're very similar in the passing game. They're within 0.7 of a yard, so they're within about 2 feet, 2 inches on average per rushing attempt, less for Indiana, who's given up just 3.5 yards per carry, 111 on the ground, compared to the 4.2 yards on average for Ohio State. But I don't think what Ohio State gives up in the run game is going to be a factor here. Indiana has shown, even though they're the 9th best team in the country, they can't rush the ball. Either they just haven't tried against the likes of Penn State, Rutgers, Michigan, and Michigan State, which they have. They just can't rush the ball. So then they're going to be left with that Ohio State University secondary that's given up just 6.8 yards per passing attempt. Giving up 224 in the air. Now, the turnover department definitely favors Indiana. They're +8 compared to the +3 of Ohio State. They are lacking a game different. The life of the students is I think Indiana comes out throwing and covers the spread. They're going to definitely need to throw the ball and try somehow to establish some type of run. If they're going to do it, they should have opportunities. Keep in mind, Ohio State hasn't played since the 7th. They've had a week off. to prepare for a big game against Indiana. If you don't think Ohio State's going to come out prepared, they definitely will. First half line at BetOnline is Ohio State laying 11, Indiana plus 11. Some will have 10.5. First half total set at 34, just 5 touchdowns, with a first quarter total of over and under 14. We all know Ohio State can score. However, they put up 7 in the first quarter against Rutgers. Rutgers had a field goal. Penn State, they put up 14. Penn State put up 3. Nebraska, they put up 14. Nebraska had 7. They haven't broken 14 themselves. They've needed the other teams to be able to pitch in to do it. Can Indiana do it? Indiana can definitely help. You take a look at their schedule and what they've done against Michigan State. They put up 14 in the first quarter all themselves. Against Michigan, they put up 14. Against Rutgers, they struggled to start. They had just 3 in the first quarter. Hell, they only had 13 points in the first half in that game. They were shut out against Penn State to start. But the last couple games, they've actually picked up their offensive numbers. But then again, it was against the likes of Michigan State and Michigan. Now, I think we see some scoring in this one. I don't know if we necessarily see 66.5. I'm going to steer clear of the total here. Ohio State laying 21 intrigues me. You've got 2 top 10 teams, Indiana number 9, and they're catching 21 points. I think there may be a teaser option on either direction. If you're using like a 7.5 point teaser, BetOnline 7.5 point teaser would definitely be attractive. Teasing it, Ohio State down to 13.5. Because here's my opinion: if Ohio State can cover the 21, they can cover 28. So if I'm gonna just lay the money on Ohio State, I'm not gonna tease them. So if I think they can win, cover 28, 21, I think they can cover 28. So I wouldn't tease Indiana, is what I'm getting at. Maybe tease Ohio State down, possible, on one of those 7.5 point teasers. But again, I'm not sold on the actual side of the game. The total I don't like. I can see it being 24-17. I can see it being 14-14. I can see it being a fairly closer game in the first half and possibly on the low scoring side if the defenses show up. If the defenses show up, the fact that the Ohio State games haven't been breaking 14 in the first half, first quarter total, I do lean towards the over in it, but again, only because of the big, play potential. I could see a possibility for it. But again, not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of it today. So this game, I don't have a play on this one, to be honest. I don't have a play on it. So I think there's better opportunities out there. Marquee matchup, Indiana, Ohio State. I think there's more money to be made elsewhere. Again, the total, I'm not fond of the total. I'm just not fond of this game. I think there's better markets to make money in. I think there's better markets to make money in. My honest opinions, I think there's better avenues and better angles to make money. And honestly, probably one of the better games to watch. Maybe a live bet opportunity. Maybe a live bet opportunity if Ohio State, starts out slow and they're down a touchdown or 2 early. Maybe a live bet opportunity. Probably be a very great game to watch live. Now, if you start seeing scoring go crazy, it may be another opportunity for you to live bet the total or You see a big defensive game, maybe an opportunity and a spot for you to live bet the under. Nathan, if it's an easy game, go put your whole bankroll on it. So to say it's an easy game, if that's what you think is easy, by all means, brother, you shouldn't be in the chat. You should be, mortgaging the house to put all your money on an easy game. But again, I don't think that there's, as far as easy games go, tell me what's changed with Indiana from last year to this year. Jesse T says, chat, what do you think about Army getting upset by Georgia Southern? I think Georgia Southern's live in that game. I honestly think Georgia Southern is live in that game. I don't think Army's just going to... They're both run teams. They're both run teams. And I honestly don't think that Army is just going to run all over them. John David, no, I have not gone over Wisconsin Northwestern, but we could take a look at that one. Fantastic, Nathan. Your house is paid for. That means you have easy access to cash to go bet the farm on it. You know what I mean? If it's that easy of a game, you should be cleaning up on them. Want to see me a 10-dime ticket on it. Just teasing you, Nathan. Don't worry. Do I think Boise will smash up on Hawaii again in Hawaii? Either I gave Hawaii way too much credit earlier last year. Or Boise's just that much better. I would think that the quality of weather and all of that good stuff, that Hawaii would definitely be live. Thoughts on the LSU-Arkansas game? I'd like to think that Arkansas would get mopped up by LSU. But LSU is so unpredictable. Jose Lopez, did he lean against OSU? The only thing that I really lean on that one is possibly throwing Ohio State in a teaser, one of those bet online 7.5-point teasers where you can get them down to 13.5. So if they won and covered by 2 touchdowns, you'd have a winner. I'm not sold on that game. My opinion is, first, my opinion is I don't have an opinion as far as laying the 21 goes. But if you would tease Indiana and you tease it up to 28, I think the same thing. If Ohio State could beat them by 21, which obviously the bookmakers believe that they can, in my opinion, if they can cover 21, Ohio State can cover 28 against them. So I don't see an option to, in my opinion, to tease Indiana. I think if I was going to throw anything on that game, it would be a teaser on on Ohio State University. And that's just my personal opinion. And I've been wrong, a time or two before. But in my eyes, I think there's just more value in other games. I think there's just, there's just more money to be made in other games, in my opinion. Give me 1 second, guys. And then we're going to break down another game for you guys. What game do you guys want next? What game would you guys like next? But again, back to the Arkansas LSU real quick. I would hope that, LSU could hang, but I just don't think they can this year. I just don't think they can. Arkansas is definitely live today. And again, I think there's other avenues to bet today, maybe some smaller schools, smaller programs. I think there's some money on them. I think there's some sleepers out there. It's funny, of all the games that we have today, premiums and my personals, I'd have to say maybe one is a marquee matchup. Yeah, chicken sauce Florida was the first one that we did. We already did Coastal Carolina. We already did Coastal Carolina and App State. So we don't want to do that one again. Mr. Ward, my brother, thanks for jumping on board my personal plays. I'll be sending them to you right now, Henry. You guys want to get on this hot list like Henry? $99 will get you 3 days of my personal plays, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, where we guarantee that if you're not winning and you're not up at the end of your 3 days, I will take care of you until you are. However, you will be, because it's going to be a fantastic weekend. And don't forget our guaranteed Saturday. You have to be signed up by 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's one of the later evening games today. And again, most of our plays today are all later. We only have one early play. Everything else is 2 p.m. Eastern Time and later. 2 p.m. Eastern Time and later. So that's why I don't mind breaking down nearly all the early games, because I know you guys want to know them. And we don't have a play on them. We do have a free play on the board. Matt asks, Kyle, can you do the Northern Alabama and BYU game 50-point spread? 50-point spread, I don't really think there's anything to break down on it. Probably steer clear of it. They're laying 50 points. Find another avenue in my personal opinion. BYU all day long. There's the free play board. We did roll with App State first half, plus 2.5. It's a small wager. I have 500 on it, whereas we normally have 3,000 on a big play. So do that as reference. 6 times smaller in that one. All right, we'll do the 3:30 Eastern Time game between Wisconsin and Northwestern. I know a lot of you people asked about that one earlier. So we'll take a look at that one. We'll do that one right now. And then we'll send you guys on your merry way. We'll get you guys on a free play as well. Duke, no problem. No problem. Kind of light on the side of plays today, but that's good. Oh, also, if you guys have premium plays, make sure you guys check back around 3 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, between 3 and 4 o'clock Eastern Time, we have an additional play, possibly 2, that are in the hopper. All right, they're getting warm. We need to confirm a couple key players are playing before we jump into that one. So make sure you guys check back. If you have premium plays, make sure you guys check back in a couple of hours, right around between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time, just to make sure. All right, so one quick second here. One quick second here. Oh, want to cycle back real quick before we do this breakdown, because this is a later one. Want to cycle back to make sure we're not missing soccer for anybody, okay? Already gave away that big 4-teamer that we're going to cash. We're definitely going to cash that big 4-teamer, that's for sure. Now, Atalanta plays in 15 minutes. I actually really liked them. But I'm just not sure I'm sold on them laying 1.5. I think if you go in here, I'll give you... I do like them. I just don't know if I like them laying 1.5. I think I'd rather lay 1 with Borussia Dortmund. However, there is one that I do like, and it's at 10:30. So we'll get you guys on that one as well. Sevilla, Spanish soccer. All right, guys. La Liga. It's at 10:30 Eastern. Actually, 10:30. So what is it? 12:30 Eastern time. Every time I give soccer, Nathan is like a negative Nancy. So we're going to put Nathan in timeout for being negative Nancy. Nathan, you're in timeout, my brother. You can come back in 5 minutes and chat with us. But I still love you. It's all good and fun games. But I know you don't like soccer, Nathan, so please don't bet it. Close your ears. Matter of fact, since you got 5 minutes to take a break, go get another cup of coffee, Bloody Mary, take a shit, whatever you need to do. At 10:30, guys, Sevilla, laying 137 on the money line. And Nathan, it's nothing personal. And again, when you give somebody a timeout, they're still here. They just can't comment for 300 seconds. So while we're talking about soccer, Nathan can't come in and be the cooler of the group. All right? So for everybody that does like soccer, all right, Sevilla laying 137 on the money line in a half hour. Actually, 42 minutes, okay? Against Celta Vigo. Yeah, Aston Villa was up. All right, so Celta Vigo going to be losing to Sevilla. We're taking Sevilla on the money line, minus 137. If your spread is minus a half and it's less, then take that option. All right. Trey, you did bet on the SoftBank Hawks. Fantastic. Nice winner yesterday, huh? Nice winner. Nathan, it's under Spanish soccer. All right, so let's get back to talking football for Spanish soccer. So let's get back to talking football before Nathan comes back. All right? Spanish soccer. Spanish soccer. Spain. Can I write it on the board? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I got to hurry because Nathan's going to be back real quick, all right? We don't want him to see it. All right? Everybody see it? All right, good. Nathan should be back any time now. We might have to give him the boot for 300 more seconds just so we can get back to it. All right, so back into the football. Indiana, Ohio State, just in the nick of time for Nathan to come back. He's probably pissed at me. No, Nathan, not you. The other Nathan, Nathan Carter. Nathan didn't want soccer. He's like a cooler. He's like the cooler of the group. When he starts talking negative about something that we like, because he doesn't like betting soccer, which is fine. To each his own. You know, to each his own. You know, he doesn't have to like betting soccer. But anyways, back to Indiana and Ohio State. That way we don't have to hear anything about them. But when we win, we're all going to rub it in tomorrow. Okay, guys? Remember that. We're all going to rub it in tomorrow when Sevilla cashes big for everybody, okay? Remember that. We're going to rub it in. Just kidding. We already did Indiana and Ohio State. All right, so back to Wisconsin and Northwestern for everybody. Going back to football. Nathan, if you're in the bank depositing, if it's Wells Fargo, just need my account number, let me know. And we'll get you on that 1-year combo package whenever you're ready, brother. All right, so this game goes down at 3:30 Eastern time. This game goes down at 3:30 Eastern time. And it's definitely a game. First of all, I don't have a dollar on this game yet. All right, yet. However, we're probably going to change that here. Wisconsin's laying 7.5, minus $1.10. 7 really would have had my attention. 6.5, hell, even better. Now, you could get it at 6.5, but you'd have to lay $1.30, which I'm not opposed to doing. Yeah, Jamar, I'll flash that parlay up on the screen. Oops. So for everybody that doesn't know, this is just a fun money parlay. And yeah, I got 1,000 on it, but it's a fun money parlay while we talk about Wisconsin and Northwestern. All right. Total on this one, 44.5 points. The last time they faced off last year, Wisconsin beat them 24-15. Low scoring game. And we have a low scoring total, 44.5 in this one. All right. 44.5 in this one. Ohio State. Well, I'm still on Ohio State. I knew my breakdown was wrong when I'm still on Ohio State on my game sheet here. Let me cycle over to that one. That way we can have, the most updated and accurate information that we're talking about here. And it's game 395 and 396 if you're looking for it on the board. You've got Wisconsin, 2-0 on the year. They've only played 2 games. And then you've got Northwestern. They're 4-0 on the year, 3-1 against the spread. 0-4 to the over, whereas Wisconsin's 2-0 to the over. Wisconsin is actually... where'd my game sheet go? In their couple games, in their 2 games, put up some decent points. 45 against the Fighting Illini, as well as 49 against Michigan. It was a 49-11 rout over Jim Harbaugh and company. And then you've got Northwestern. Uh-oh, where'd my live chat go? Wrong window. Then you've got Northwestern. Nathan, this is how you know, Nathan Carter, this is how you know I got love for you, brother, because I will do it again with a smile on my face. I love you, Nathan, but we got to send you away for 300 more seconds. I love you, brother, even if you are a shipmate. See, we have fun. Nathan, you're timed out for 300 seconds. I know you're just poking, having fun. Kind of like me, because I got the button. If you guys could mute me for 300 seconds, you probably would. Take a look at Northwestern. They beat Maryland 43-3. They beat Iowa 21-20. Although I think if they played Iowa today, they wouldn't beat them, let alone keep it even close, in my opinion. Nebraska, they beat 21-13. And they beat Purdue 27-20. So they had that really nice high-scoring game against Maryland. And granted, they're getting wins. They had a 1-point victory over Iowa. They only had an 8-point victory over Nebraska and a touchdown victory over Purdue. Okay? Wisconsin ranked 10th, Northwestern 9th. They're on the road. Revenge game for Northwestern, who got beat last year. Okay? Northwestern is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings against Wisconsin. Are they going to cover the spread today? Wisconsin 12-3 against the spread on the road as an AP top 10 ranked team. Northwestern just 12-2 against the spread in their last 15 games at home against a good team with a winning percentage of 80% or more. When Northwestern plays a good team that wins at least 80% of the games, they shit the bed at home. I will repeat that. When Northwestern plays a quality team that wins at least 80% of their games, and Northwestern is playing at home at Ryan Field, they're in Evanston, Illinois, they get their teeth kicked in. They get a 300-second timeout like Nathan. They get the boot like Lewis and like that other douchebag. They get muted, they get shut up, and they get beat down. Northwestern 9-0 to the under at home before having to play Michigan State. Hawkeyes Hustler says Wisconsin is going to struggle. Well, we're going to take a look at the numbers. We're going to take a look at the numbers because I don't know if I necessarily agree with you. However, the numbers are kind of hard to read on the Wisconsin side because they've only played 2 games. Granted, they played the Fighting Illini in Michigan. So, quality opponent they have not had. I'd have to say that as far as who Northwestern has played and beaten, Iowa is their biggest competition. However, if they played Iowa today, I think Northwestern, would lose by at least 2 touchdowns to the Iowa today than against the Iowa they played on Halloween. My opinion. Taking a look at the offenses. Wisconsin averaging 47 points a game. Northwestern 28. Northwestern has only scored more than 27 points once this whole year, and it was against Maryland. Other than that, they put up 21, 21, and 27. Granted, it's been enough to get the job done, but can they keep up with a high-flying offense that averages 47 points a game? And keep in mind, if you take out the Maryland game, they only average 21 points a game. The only reason it's at 28 is because they've taken the points that they put up against Maryland and putting that in the equation. Take that gimme game out and they're averaging 3 touchdowns a game. Mr. Reyes, welcome on board. I'm texting you my personal plays right now. One starts in a minute. But if you missed that one, you could probably live bet it. Or if you miss it, that's fine. We've still got 2 other really good ones. Peter, I just texted you my plays. Welcome on board. Oh, and guys, give me 1 second here, okay? Give me 1 quick second here. One quick second. One quick second here. I just had to make sure that I had my first premium play in. I almost forgot it. So make sure you guys bet it. Jeremiah with Sevilla. I'll flash the board again. And my brother Nathan should be back. I'll flash the board again. It starts in 30 minutes. One quick second, folks. I'm almost done. I promise, I promise, I promise. They'll make them up or they'll do what they got to do. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. My opinion. Okay. So back to this game. When you start taking a look at the offensive numbers, honestly, they don't compare. You got it, Nathan. You're welcome here. You better go bet that soccer game. Wisconsin's averaging 5 yards a carry, 261 yards on the ground. They're also averaging 8.7 yards per passing attempt at 187 in the air. Northwestern, 3.6 yards per carry, 174 on the ground, and just 6.5 yards per passing attempt. Now, on the defensive side of things, I see a lot of similar. I can't talk this morning. A lot of things the same. All right, a lot of things the same. There we go. Since I can't say that word this morning, my tongue's not wanting to roll. Andrew, it's possible, but I've been live, so I haven't had a chance to check yet, but I will get you going, brother. I will get you going as soon as I get off the live show. Normally, I'm already off of live right now, but I do apologize. But I will get you going, and I'll make sure you get taken care of. As far as the defensive side of things, Wisconsin gives up 4 yards a carry. Northwestern, 3.6. Not that big of a difference. Now, half a yard is a half a yard, extra foot and a half. The passing game, Northwestern holding teams to 4.8 yards per carry, 4.8 yards per passing attempt, compared to the 5.4 for Wisconsin. Both of these defenses have been lockdown defenses. Both are in the plus category on turnovers, +3 for Wisconsin, and that's after 2 games, compared to the +4 for Northwestern. Now, you got 1 on average per game to 1.5. Small little edge in the turnover department towards Wisconsin. Yes, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. As far as that being a factor in this game, I don't see it as a big factor. However, one thing that I think gets the job done here is Wisconsin's offense. I don't think there's a comparison to their offenses. Now, Northwestern's done a good job defending the run and in the secondary. But I honestly don't think they're going to be able to keep pace with Wisconsin and what they do. They average 73 offensive plays a game. Their defense gets off the field quick, averaging only having to defend 46 defensive snaps a game. Jeremiah, we definitely did good with the likes, that's for sure. As far as this game goes, when you start diving more into the numbers, the total is 44.5. Wisconsin's team total is 25.5. Northwestern is 17.5. Northwestern has put up 21 points a game against subpar competition. Mo says, I like Wisconsin. No way Northwestern can hang with them in the second half. Nathan, Spanish, soccer, Spain. California, I'm your first time here. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button. Again, we'll be live again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. As far as this game goes, I see a few avenues that I like. I see a few avenues that I like. And I'm going to go over all those avenues, and we may be able to have one or possibly two plays when we take a look at it, okay? First of all, Wisconsin's 2 games. They put up 14 against Michigan, which obviously wasn't that hard in the first quarter. Only 7 in the first quarter against the Fighting Illini. But they came out slow in that first game. And they put up 21 in the second, nothing in the third, 17th in the fourth. As far as their opponent, Northwestern, they're 4-0. We've got 4 games to look at and what they've done in the first quarter. They put up 7 against Purdue. There was a total of 10 scored. They put up 7 against Nebraska. Nebraska put up none. In their low-scoring game against Iowa, Iowa put up 17 in the first quarter. And then only a field goal after that. Man, well, we might be able to find 3 plays out of this one. And Northwestern against Maryland, they put up 30 in the first half, 14 in the first quarter. I'm going to tell you this right now. The first quarter total on this one is 9.5. The first quarter total on this one is 9.5. That is a bet that I want to make. That is a bet that I'm betting right now, 9.5. A touchdown and a field goal. Wisconsin's good for 1 touchdown. Northwestern, maybe that Wisconsin defense will give them a field goal. First quarter over 9.5, bet it. That's going on the board. Now, I like Wisconsin's team total over 25.5. That I do. They put up 24 in the last game, but I'm not sold on their team total. I'm really not. I'm not sold on their team total, although they've had 0 issues scoring over 25.5 in their first 2 games. I mean, they're averaging 47 points a game. But is the Northwestern defense going to keep them down? Now, they haven't scored more than 25 points since 2017 against Northwestern. Fighting Illini, quick touchdown, huh? Look at that App State team, 1st and goal from the 3, baby. Texas State scored quick against Arkansas State. But as far as this one goes, the first quarter over 9.5, yes. I like because keep in mind, when you push on a teaser, you generally lose. I'm going to bet this as a teaser. Okay? I'm going to bet this as a teaser on Bet Online, and I'm going to show you guys how I did it. Now, because I just put it in right now, I did a 7-point teaser with Wisconsin in the over. I teased it down 7 points. I didn't do 7.5. The 7.5 is minus $1.50, and it landed me on numbers that were unnecessary. Because with a 2-team teaser, if you push, you lose. So there's no need to have it land as a pick'em. All right? No need to have Wisconsin as a pick'em. I'll take them on a half, laying 7. The total, when I bought it, if you took a teaser at 7.5 points, it got the total down to 37. Well, that doesn't do any good because if it lands on 37, you lose. You need it to be 38. So I did a 7-point teaser, which gets me to Wisconsin down to a pick and the total to 37. Okay? And the total to 37. But it brought the odds down to minus 130. And now I'm going to load that up in here and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I bet on. So that way you guys can do it too. And this is a free play that I'm putting up on the board. It's been a while since I've given everybody a free teaser. All right? But when we do, we generally win. All right? So here's a teaser. I'm going to put it up on the board for you guys, as well as the first half bet as well. All right? So there's the teaser for you guys. Don't fuck it up. Bet it. And keep in mind, that's about a third of what I normally bet on a premium play. So while you guys are doing that, I'm putting this up on the board. Then I'll flash this board for everybody, okay? All right. All right, so I'm putting the teaser up on the board. I'll flash this up to you guys as soon as I get it all up here. We'll go back to that page so that way you guys can see what I'm doing up here, okay? So bear with me just a second. So the teaser, Wisconsin -0.5. And the over ended up being 37.5. Oop, crashing into shit back here. So you guys can't say that I don't love you. Giving you guys the moon today, all right? Giving you guys the world today as far as free plays go. So here you guys go. Flashing the board next. All right, there's the board. I haven't seen the live chat yet, so I'll be back. Alrighty. So there's that one. TD App State, very nice. Ohio State about to score, very nice. Yeah, I seen Texas State scored a little bit ago. Illinois up 7-0. Ohio State just scored. Texas State up 7-0. App State up 7-0. Arkansas getting the ball. Vandy up 7-0. Shane Russell says, dang, one play for Ohio State and almost a touchdown. It can be very hard to stop them. All right, guys, I am going to get out of here. Those are the free plays for today. Don't forget, we've only had one premium play go off, so if you're not on board, you still have plenty of time to get on board. Guaranteed Saturday, later in the week. Man, I'm so tired today. Later in the day, guaranteed Saturday. Guaranteed Saturday, later in the day. All right? You have until 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time to get on board. The first quarter live bet for Ohio State is 20.5 now. So there's that one. Oh, the board's still up there. So don't forget, guys, you still have plenty of time to get on Guaranteed Saturday, plenty of time to get on premium plays or my personal plays, and it's going to be a fantastic day. Going to be a fantastic day. Remember, we're going to be live tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Be live again early in the morning. And don't forget, UFC, guys, that 3x3 deal is back. Alex, I know you love that 3x3 deal. And you can either buy the UFC for $29.99 for the whole card, $25 for the guaranteed max fight pick, or you can get that 3x3 deal, which everybody should get. 3 UFC events, 3 guaranteed max fight picks for $100. That stretches you 3 straight weeks of UFC for $100. 3 straight weeks of winning. All right, guys, I am out of here. Going to be a great weekend. Now, there'll be a daily free play video. I'm giving you guys a disclaimer now. I'm not coming back to the office after 7:30 Eastern time. I'll be filming tomorrow's video before that. And don't forget the big Sunday NFL play, which we're 9-1 on. There's a possibility it'll be on the website later this afternoon. So if you're not on that one, make sure you guys get on that one. But I will be filming tomorrow's daily free play video a little earlier in the day. Matter of fact, in a couple of hours, I'll probably be filming it for tomorrow. All right, guys? So we'll do a full recap of all our premium plays, guaranteed Saturday, and my personal plays, win, lose, or draw, tomorrow during the live show. But it won't be win, lose, or draw. It'll be win. Because today's going to be a damn good day. And that free play board, that's got a lot of plays on it. I'm probably going to get in trouble for giving out so many. Not in trouble, but I'll probably be scolded. Jeremiah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a hammer. Go out and hammer it, but I bet it 1/3 of what I normally do a premium play. Bet it 1/3 of what I normally do. Florida driving the ball. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy your Saturday. And, guys, I can't preach this enough. It doesn't matter if you're betting our plays, your plays, somebody else's plays. What I do want to tell you is bet responsibly. And always bet within your means. All right, guys? And don't do anything stupid. All right? So, with that being said, good luck. And we'll see you guys all live tomorrow morning. Take it easy, guys. Have a blessed Saturday. Be safe. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for all the thumbs ups and the interactions. It was a lot of fun today. Tomorrow will be even better. Tomorrow will be even better. Good luck, everybody.